This video is prepared according to the syllabus of KTU, Course Subject Web Technologies, Course Code CS 368. Here, Module 4 we are discussing today. We will concentrate on loops in JavaScript. There are 5 different types of loops are available in JavaScript: while loop, DoWhile loop, for loop, foreign loop, for of loop. So before we start discussing about looping, why looping is required, that is very essential for any beginners to understand. In real life scenario, it is required to execute a number of steps so many times, same number of steps and so many times. There anyway we need loops. In another scenario, for example, we want to calculate mark list of students. So the procedure of calculating mark list is going to be same. That means the codes used for calculating marks list for students are same. Only difference is the student name, register number, total marks, what all the things. So if you execute this thing, instead of writing different students procedure, we can execute the same thing in a loop. Another example, salary slip calculation of employees. So there again the difference is calculation steps and are same, only difference is the employees. So repeating the same steps many number of times is called iteration or looping. Iterative control structure is also called repetitive control structure or program loop. So I just explained why we need looping. Let us consider one simple example of looping. Our aim is to display register numbers starting from 101 to 105. For that, what we need to do is first starting, then from where we need to start, that should be specified. That is what specified here, that is called initialization of the loop. Once the initialization is done, we need to check the condition. So when the loop should exit, that should be specified. So here it is mentioned that the register number initially it is assigned as 101, so it should start from 101. That is the reason why we specified it as 101. Then when it should stop, that is register number is less than or equal to 105, we need to continue the loop. When it is not less than or equal to 105, that means when it reaches to 106, it should exit the loop. That is what the meaning. Now we will see the working of the loop. Assume that register number is now 101. 101 less than or equal to 105. Yes, 101 is less than or equal to 105. So this will be executed. This will be printed and this will be executed, and control goes here, and this will keep on executing, and first 101 will be printed, then again that will be incremented here 102. So 102 less than this, like that it will check, again 102 will be printed. So that will keep on printing till register number is equal to 5. Yeah, that time also that will print. If register number is 106, in the sense that will stop execution. This is simple example of a loop. So we have seen that different types of loops. That in introduction itself I have mentioned different types of loops. So in JavaScript also the purpose of loop is to repeat, run the block of codes until a certain condition is met. While loop is nothing but entry control loop. DoWhile is exit control loop, and for that means entry control in the sense it will not allow to execute at least one without checking the condition. Here again, do loop that will at least one that will allow, and after that only that is going to check the condition. For loop is another type of loop. Their initialization control statement checking and increment or decrement steps specified in the loop itself. For a loop that is used to loop through the properties of an object. For of loop through the values of an iterable object. So now we will discuss the while loop. For understanding the concept, flowcharts are very useful. So from it is mentioned that initially the condition is checked. If condition is found true, then body of the loop is executed. That will keep on executing like this is what the execution. This is another representation of the same while loop. So you can represent any one of this way. This is the general form of while loop. Here one important thing we need to understand is there should be a provision to come out of the loop. So when the expression is not true, that this will keep on. When it is not true, that condition should come, then only that will come out of that loop. Otherwise endless loop will be formed. This JavaScript illustrate how while loop can be used. See, as I discussed earlier, our intention is to display register numbers starting from 101 to 105. So here initially register number is assigned as 101. Condition we are giving while register number less than or equal to 105. Condition is there. Now that condition is true, so that will enter into the while loop. Body of the loop that will enter, then there actually first register number will be printed. Here register number minus 100 is mentioned. Why? Because we need register number of student 1 to display student 1. 101 minus 100 means here we will get, for that reason only it is mentioned like that. Okay, after printing that statement and 101, this is for printing the register number. After that register number will be incremented by 1, register number plus plus. Again that will control will be transferred here, and that will keep on checking that loop, keep on checking, and now register number is 102, 102 less than or equal to 105, again condition is true, then 102 will be displayed, and this will keep on executing like this. Okay, this is a simple example of while loop. Now let's discuss about DoWhile loop. As I mentioned earlier, it is exit control loop. That means that check the condition at the end of the loop. So to understand the concept, this flowchart is sufficient. Initially, that will enter into the loop, then that is going to check the control, and again if that this execution is, this expression is true, again that will enter into the body of the loop, keep on executing like that. When the expression is false, the condition is false, that will come out of the loop. General form of the loop is like this: do statement while expression like that. But one important thing what you have to remember here is one semicolon is there, that anyway you need to remember. This is about do loop. Okay, now let's discuss about the working of do while loop. So this JavaScript explains same program just for displaying register number starting from 101 to 102. Here do this body of the loop, in the sense initially variable register number is assigned to 101, then that will straight away without checking the condition that will enter into the loop, and it will print the thing, and condition is checked. If it is less than 105, less than or equal to 105 or not, the condition is true, then again it will keep on executing the loop. And when register number becomes 106, that condition will check like this: 106 less than or equal to 105, so the condition is false. That time that will come out of the loop. This is about do while loop. Now let's discuss about the differences between do loop and do while loop. In the case of while loop, the condition to enter into the loop is checked first. If it is true, the body of the loop is executed until the condition becomes false. Whereas in the case of do while loop, the body of the loop is executed first, then the condition is checked. If the condition is true, same thing only, the body of the loop is executed until the condition becomes false. Second point, the body of the loop is not executed if the condition is false. But that is not true in the case of do while loop. The body of the loop is executed at least one, even though the condition is false. Then third point, this while loop is entry control loop and do while loop is exit control loop. In while loop, it has no termination semicolon, whereas in the do while loop, it has a termination semicolon. Let us discuss about the for loop. This is one of the commonly used loop for any language. General form of for loop is for, then the first expression, usually that is initialization expression. second expression, that is for control expression. Third expression is for increment or decrement purpose. Then the body of the loop. The execution is, the advantage of this loop is initialization can be done in the loop itself. Control expression is also then increment and decrement. All three functions can be done in the loop itself. That is the advantage. Execution is like this. First, initialization expression is executed first. Then control expression is checked whether it's true or not. If it is true, then body of the loop is executed. After that, increment or decrement expression is performed. Then again, that will enter into the, that will check the condition whether it is true or not. If it is true, again that will enter into the body of loop, increment or decrement will happen. Then again it will check. So keep on executing like that until the expression becomes false. If expression is false in this sense, that will come out of the loop. So again, important thing is there should be a provision to come out of that means the expression should evaluate through false condition. Otherwise, endless loop may be formed. That should not occur. Okay, for loop, these three expressions are optional. Simply we can mention for also, but anyway that semicolons are mandatory. That you cannot avoid that semicolon. So you have to write like this. Okay. To understand how we can use for loop in JavaScript, same program we can modify and rewrite using for loop. So what we have to do is the initialization step what we have mentioned outside of that while loop and all, we have to put here, that is register number is equal to 101. Then next the control expression, register number less than or equal to 105 you need to specify, that is when that loop should stop. Next, the third statement is increment, register number plus plus. So the same, this way you can specify. So entire thing you can mention in the loop itself. Next comes the body of the loop. Exactly what you need to specify. That same body of the loop only. Already I have explained how exactly it is working. So working is initially this initialization will execute, that will check the condition statement, register number is less than or equal to 105. That is 101 is less than, then this will be keep on executing. After executing this increment, this will increment. So after incrementing, again it will check the condition. If condition is true, again that will enter into the loop and that will execute. Again increment will happen, that will check the condition, and if it is true like that, otherwise that will come out of that. It will keep on printing till to 105. This is JavaScript for loop. Let us consider another example to display student details using for loop. Now we have an array. It has got details of 5 students. So we can mention the limit as 5. That is one possible way. Also in JavaScript we can find out the length of the array. Using that length function, we can specify the maximum limit of the loop. So no need to mention by advance. So using that it is easy for us, because again you are going to increase the length of the array. Again you need to specify there the length. So instead of that, it is more convenient to use the length of the array as a maximum limit in the condition expression. So initialization, what we need to do is the index of the array. Index should start from 0. So we need to initialize 0. Then that will check 0 less than maximum length is, now here it is 5. 0 less than 5. Okay, less than 5. Condition is true. So that will enter into the body of the loop. There initially it is asking to enter the mark. So prompt will be executed. So on pop-up will come, and that will be asking you to enter marks of student 1. Their marks of that will show like this. Enter the marks of Ridish. That will ask like that. So you need to enter the marks of Ridish. So next that is going to check marks, the given marks greater than or equal to 40 or not. If it is greater than 40, result is assigned as pass. Else condition, if the result is that is less than 40 means result we need to assign it as fail. Now we are dealing with only one student. Now the result will be printed like name of the student, that is shown here, name of the student. Then the marks, result, name of the student, marks and result, whether he has passed or not. This way. Then after finishing this, I++, that means the index of the array will be incremented by 1. Condition will be checked by 1 in this sense. Now index is 1. 1 less than 5. Condition is true. Again that will enter into the loop. Now array index is 1 in this sense. Next student, that is Satish, it will read. Enter the marks of Satish, marks will be accepted and result will be assigned, and that will be printed. Again keep on incrementing like that till now the condition last cases that will check like that. 5 less than 5, that time condition is fail, so that will come out of the loop. This is about. Now let's discuss about the for-in loop. This loop loops through the properties of an object. Syntax is for variable in object. So variable means that iterates over the property of an object. So object refers to the specified object that will be iterated. Let us consider an object student. So properties, name Sajeev, register number 1001, marks 45. So here the foreign loop says in that object what we need to iterate. So first thing, name in student. So we will get, so name in student, that means property in student is the property here variable only, normal variable. That is just for understanding this. Property in variable means name in variable. So that will be printed. Next, register number in student, that will be printed. Marks in student, that will be printed. So similar output we will get. This is about foreign loop. That is actually to iterate through the properties of an object. Next loop is for of loop. Here it iterates through the values of iteratable objects. Syntax is for variable of iterable, or it's iterable code. Here variable means variable that iterates over the properties of an object. Iterable object means an object that has iterable properties. So that means the object should have the provision for iterating feature. Example we will see. Now a new array we have created, the name of student. So that is initialized saying first index Radish, second index Satish, third, like that. One by one we have performed the initialization steps. Okay, and we are checking student variable. We have assigned student. Here actually value student of what is there in this actually refers one index only of student, that is first index of student, that is Radish. Then second, this will be available here to student. So that is next iteration means next element in the array will be displayed. Similarly, that will keep on iterating till to the end of the end of the iteration, till to finish the iteration. Okay, that way all array contents will be displayed here. This is about for of loop. Now we can discuss about continue statement. So in the program there are some situations we need to skip some steps, and again we need to restart the loop. That can be done using continue statement. In the case of while loop, after control should be transferred here. In the case of do while, control will be transferred here. For loop, control will be transferred here. Let us see an example of continue statement. Same register number printing code we can consider, and in between I have mentioned one condition. A register number modulus 2 that is equal to 0. That means even numbers, okay, that is equal to 0. First register number 101, that will check modulus value that is equal to 0 or not. No, that is odd number. So this particular statement will not be executed, continue will not be executed, and register number 101 will be printed. Next, that will be incremented, that is register number plus plus will be executed. That time it will check register number 101 modulus 2 is equal to 0. Yes, that is equal to 0. So during that time condition is true means continue will explain. That means just that says to continue the loop, skip the loop, no need to proceed further. You have to start the loop, no need to go ahead. Now continue, you have to start. So 102 will not be printed, this statement will not be executed. It will start from the beginning of the loop, from the beginning of the for loop that will start. So what it will do? The next increment that will do. Increment means 103. So 103 also will, that will be printed. Similarly, in the case of 104, again modulus 1, that time again continue. 104 will not be printed. 105 will be printed. That is what mentioned in the output. This is about continuous statement. So similar to continuous state, we have another statement. So previously we discussed the continuous statement means, so we need to skip some code and again we need to repeat the loop. But here the break statement is like that, that is to come out of that loop. How we can come out, that is what specified. Let us see an example of break statement. Here the break statement, so condition is mentioned if that modulus of is 0, then what we need to specify, that is what mentioned here. Then 101 modulus value is not 0, so register number mod 2 is not 0, so this will not be executed in the first case. The second case, this will be executed and that will come out of the loop. So that is why only one statement will be printed here, remaining it's skipped and enter this thing that will come out of. This is about the break statement. See the difference between continue and break. You understood the difference, right? Okay. Anyway, we will in the table we will discuss that comparison, and this is just for understanding only. Let us discuss the differences between continue and break statements. So in the case of continue, it takes the control to the beginning of the loop, whereas break statement, it takes the control to the outside of the loop. So that's the difference. The second case, in the case of continue, it starts next iteration of the loop from which it executes, whereas in the case of break, it exits a loop from which it executes. Third point, continue statement is used only in loop statements associated with if condition. And then break statement is associated with if statement in loops, but it also used in switch statement to break out the entire structure. To understand the programming concepts, some programming questions are included, so try to solve these exercises so that you will get more ideas about this, how to do and all. So many programming questions are there, so you try to solve your own and execute it. At the end of page, this that is actually magic triangle of n lines, Freud triangle, Pascal's triangle and all. Thank you for watching my video.